Hey everybody, I am Big Will, and this is another time I forgot the countdown clock. You're just going to be surprised whenever you come on my channel. It'll either have a countdown clock or it won't have the clock. But anyway, I really have no reason to be on, but I did want to be on at least more than once a week. So I've been kind of off for a while, and I just thought I'd let you know what all I've been trying to do here. I'm taking care of different things, and if anyone's interested, I mean, if I know you, links in the chat if you want to hop on. We can talk whatever. If you want, for the most part, figured I'd just mention what I've been up to lately. D&D's going well. That's about the only thing I did in the last 2 weeks, I think, that I've released on the channel. I'm enjoying it. And so, yeah, it's going well. And then there's the there's me sending stuff to CBCS. I've been trying to do that, get everything taken care of, And hold on, we got to tighten this thing up. I forgot. There we go. Now it's good for boxes. So anyway, we hey, Superior Hero Reviews. So anyway, as I was saying, I now have a total of 6 orders on their way to or about to be on their way to CBCS. So fingers crossed we get some good grades. I experimented a little bit. I got some older stuff going. I put got some new stuff. Some of the stuff's getting pressed. I did some 9/8 pre-screens, and I already used both of my free upgrades to the 2-day modern. And hold on one second. Someone's saying, hey, they'll join. Let's see here. Links in the chat on YouTube, guys. If anyone wants to come on, you don't have to reply in this chat. So anyway, as I was saying, so I've got a whole bunch of stuff out at CBCS. Hopefully we're going to see what that does. And I have my little binder here that I use to keep track of everything. Hey, what's going on, Daryl? You want to hop on or anything? Links in the chat. But anyway, I keep track of my expenses and everything with the books because, at the end of the year, I got to take care of my taxes and all that. So I have a binder here, and I was just going to go over that and add everything.
Are you sure?
What's up?
How you doing?
All right. How about yourself?
Oh, I was doing good, but I got over it.
No.
Anyway, I'm about to figure out how much money I'm in the hole.
Well, if you're talking about CBCS, I have been going the rounds with them, and so finally got somebody stateside to answer an email, and it's kind of disheartening when you're wanting them to be, a competitor of CGC.
Yeah.
As far as CGC goes, I've been seeing some new little cluster flubs they've been doing on Instagram.
Yeah, I've been seeing a few videos as well of people. We'll just go with not happy.
Yeah.
I mean, CBCS, you got to fight tooth and nail to get someone that speaks good English. But other than that, I haven't really had much of an issue.
Well, as far as, I mean, once they go out, I mean, the pressing issue aside, obviously you can give them a buy for that. But, the just regular grading, I've had something there since February. And
Yeah.
I contact them and I said, hey, here's the deal. The person that doesn't speak very good English. Well, so I talked to the lady at the Huntsville Con. Okay. How long ago was that? Almost a month ago.
Yeah.
So she told me, she said that these books are going to be going to the grading floor and you should be getting an answer soon. So that was a month ago.
I just recently did the same thing. I've had books there. They open them and put them in their system at February 13th.
Mm-hmm.
Now I got to looking, and that tier on their turnaround time thing, where you check the tab that's labeled turnaround time, it says 11 weeks. This is the 12th week right here, this week that we're in currently. And they said Monday, I think it was, that they've been grading since Friday before last. But the lady said they moved Monday into labeling, so it shouldn't be too long. So hopefully, I wish they wouldn't put them in grading and it takes so long in the grading. But if they get them shipped out this week, or come Monday, I get a notification, hey, your books are on their way. Even though it's like tooth and nail and you're waiting and you hate it, they're only 1 week over their estimated time, and that ain't bad, really.
Well, yeah, I mean, but if you knew where you were at least in my situation, if I knew where I was at, I'm like, okay, I understand they're backed up, yada yada. But like the instance of when they give me a number previously in the past to call Daryl Hayden, and he doesn't call me back, and then so finally I send an email forwarding the other previous emails, and he says, oh, they're fixing to go to they're fixing to hit shipping shortly, whatever that means. My apologies for any missed or unreturned phone calls.
Now, what does it say on the website when you check under your stuff?
It still just says grading.
Yeah. Well, my first thing here is I got Expanded. I got Fantastic Four 47, Fantastic Four 11, Strange Adventures 205, and The Witching Hour 44 gone, and I'm getting them pressed, cleaned, and graded. So I expect them to take, it'll probably be October, probably maybe November when I get these back. And I know that going into it, so I'm okay with it. And there's plenty of time for the FF books, before I want to sell them.
Right.
And all 4 of those, pressing, cleaning, everything with all the discounts, I'm looking at $229. That's not that bad when you think about it.
Yeah.
That's $52 a book, grading and pressing, plus $32 for shipping and handling. And I was able to use a discount code to get 10% off. So I got $10.80 off. So my grand total is $229.43. And I think that's pretty good myself.
Yeah, if you got the margin in the books, yeah, for sure. Because I know in your case, you're going to be flipping them out. And you're right, on the FF books, you're perfectly ahead of the curve. You'll get them back in plenty of time before anything really pops. I had seen one person really go off on CGC this morning, or CGC. I know we were talking about CBCS, but CGC,
are you talking about Comic Book Investments? Oh, then I haven't seen this one you're talking about.
So basically, these people had he got a upcharge because they said that the value tier of which he sent is not adequate to cover the value of the book. And
that could happen. Is it that they're not, and the CGC got it wrong? Is that what his issue is, or?
Well, his point is that one, that they have enough time for his books to sit there for a month before they open the box, enough time to go through and check what latest sold eBay prices or whatever to validate whether or not that he paid enough, but they can't grade books.
Oh, so he sent it in and it wasn't no time and they charged him?
Yeah, so they come back and send him a thing saying, "Oh, by the way, it's $200 something dollars more than what you said it was."
So he's not mad that he got upcharged to another tier. He's mad that they checked that, but it's still going to take 6 months to grade his stuff.
Right. Yeah, I imagine. Well, I mean, he's mad about both, but I imagine he would be less mad if it was if they were getting through their stuff, right? But yeah, I mean that's his point. And he's like, I've never been upcharged before on anything, and ever how many years he'd been using CGC, and they've got time enough to do that. Of course, more people are getting hair. I guess it's the shedding person. And I saw the Dorkeries. Theirs got their label was backwards, but so
Yeah. Well, Comic Book Investments did a video where he got books back and they all got shattered, the cases. One of them got hit so hard that the highest graded copy of, I think it was like a Golden Age Mad magazine, was his. It was a 9.4, his highest graded copy, but it got hit so hard in the box. Not only did it shatter the case, but it damaged the book. So he's hoping to get like a 7.5 now out of it. So he's lost money on the book because it was the highest graded, and then CGC ruined it with how they packaged it. And he also showed a picture of how it was packed, how he had another set of books packaged. And you know how CGC will give you, a 25 box full of 25 of them all together?
right.
Well, apparently it was all regular sized comic books. And then they put a Batman #7, a Golden Age book, right in the center. And they're oversized.
Right.
So it bent the cardboard and basically made it to where there was hardly any protection. And of course, that one book, you should watch his video. It broke the book, or
Well,
broke the slab on the Batman #7. So yeah, he was not happy.
yeah, I don't know what these flippers, these quick flippers. I guess it's going to put them a big hurt or them out of business for the time being.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Anyway, I got my next order here. You get, when you have a $100 paid membership to CBCS, you get 2 free upgrades to 2-day modern.
And what tier is that?
That is a tier, 2-day modern.
No, I'm talking about, you said the $100 membership. What?
Oh, that's bronze. That's the lowest.
Okay, so that's what I am, is bronze.
Okay. Well, then you get 2 orders you can do at 2-day modern while paying normal modern price.
Do they give you that option when you're filling the thing out, or they send
No,
you?
you literally, their e-coupon isn't E. There's nothing E about it. E is in electronic. You have to write it out, and I do it like they're a 5-year-old. I write it out and do the math for them too on the order form. You have to actually write it on the bottom of the order.
Oh, okay.
Well, I haven't had an issue. That they honor it. So this is a 2-day modern one, and we got all of these should be a 9.8. They're just going for grading 2-day. I'm not even pressing them. I got Disney Comics and Stories 13, the Delgado Virgin foil variant. It's a Mickey Mouse, and his buttons on his costume are foil. Geiger #1. That's apparently a new book that people like. I see it sold in auctions and stuff.
Yeah.
Marvel Comics Presents #1 from '88. That's the one with Wolverine. So I got that one, and then I got from a Jeff Silversmith box, Nonstop Spider-Man #2, the 1 in 100 Virgin variant. And then the last book is a copy of Teen Titans 20 First Crush. So I'm going to see what happens there. So what it does is 2-day modern would cost me with my discount, $199. But with the coupon, I get charged regular modern pricing, so it actually is going to charge me about $110 out the door. So, yeah. Get them done in 2 days, but save $99. Yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah, I've got to look into that. I've been holding. I've got a box that I'm building to send to my presser, and then I just fill out the order forms on this side and send it, and he'll forward it to them, and then them to me.
Yeah.
But
Now,
I've been waiting till they actually finish my stuff.
Now this one right here, this is the one I'm waiting on to come back. Hopefully it'll ship today or over the weekend. And this one, there are 5 books here, but I only have 1 book. The other books are DS. And DS, I work with him about, he'll press a book or 3 or so for me for free, and I let him use my membership discounts and the promotional discounts to get his books graded. So it's like a win-win. So his books are all Golden Age, or well, not really Golden Age, but older books. He's got Battle 37, Battle Action 15, Mighty Bear 14, and one you actually have heard of, Tomb of Dracula #1. And these had to be expanded, like the older books, because obviously they're older. And I have Fantastic Four #20. So that's another FF book that I've got graded, and I'm just waiting on it to come back. And that's the First Molecule, man. It's probably the best character and grade combination out of all the FF books I have right now. And
so Jay Hood says he's listening while working on a secret project. Did you
wish I could talk about it.
Did you get the Jay Hood stuff?
Yeah, I got Man Cave, Comet Man Andy, Discovery Bay, and I think Perry.
Okay.
Who'd you get?
I'm trying to remember who I got. Lady Fantastic was one of them, and I got one of the variants. Let's see here. I think Lady Fantastic got one of you. I'd seen somebody with one of you the other day. Oh.
Hey.
So
Load it up.
This is the variant.
Yeah, he said there's only one of each variant.
So there you go. And then there's Lady and Jeff Schultz. One Love from Chicago.
Well. All right. So this is going to be by far this is going to be the most interesting one. Right here, a lot of books. This one is another combination that I did with DS, and I was able to get a discount. Plus, this is my other 2-day modern submission, and he's taking care of the pressing for all this stuff. Oh, okay. So anyway, so the DS books are ASM 360, 344, 359, and 361, plus Avengers Annual #10 and Secret Wars 2 #3. My books, and I'm so excited to get these. He's been busy, so he hadn't been able to ship it yet. I hope he can soon because it's a 2-day modern, so we ought to get them back pretty quick. And I'm so excited. Here's what I submitted. I got most of these at the Huntsville convention.
Uh-huh.
I got Amazing Spider-Man Annual 22. It should be a 9.8. Avengers 227. That's a Monica Rambeau key. This one should be above an 8.0, I'm hoping. I got 2 copies of Batman and Robin Adventures Annual #1. That's the Mask of the Phantasm Joker cover.
I know
And
you had
one
a
of them is
newsstand in one of them. Yeah.
you what?
I knew you had a newsstand in one of those.
Yeah, one of these is the newsstand copy. So I got 2. Both of those are getting sent out, and they should both be around a 9.8. One might be a 9.6. Then I got Uncanny X-Men #266 newsstand, first Gambit.
Mm-hmm.
That one is most likely a 9.6. Depending on the grader, it could get a 9.8, but my luck, if it doesn't get a 9.6, it'll get a 9.4. But with what I paid in prices currently, 9.4, 9.6, I don't care. I'm going to make money. So that one's all right. And then I have a copy of Web of Spider-Man #1. It is a 9.6, possible 9.8. So I'm excited on this one.
Ooh.
So, oh, wait a minute. I got to do the math on this thing. What I'm writing down, what I'm going over is I'm adding everything up that hasn't been paid yet, just to see what kind of a hit my bank account's going to get.
When you say it hadn't paid, doesn't CBCS charge you when they
Well,
get it?
they haven't even received them yet, so it hasn't got paid yet. But see, 51, 18. All right, so for all 12 of those books, it's only $224 or $225
for 12 books.
Yeah, with a discount that with the promo code here, I get a 10% off, and then I added the shipping back in, so it's only $16 per book because that's what a paid member's cost is. So yeah, it's just 16 times 12 minus 10% plus shipping, so that'd be $225 basically. So yeah, that ain't too bad for 12 books that I'm going to get back within the same week I send them in.
Right.
Yeah, and let's see here. Another CBCS. Now this one I sent off, and I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Because this one is not only getting graded, but these are getting pressed. These are getting pressed as well. And I fast passed all of these because there's the value versus what I paid. These things can handle it. And it's already been paid too, so I don't have to add it here. It's a Batgirl 23, the Middleton variant. Superman Adventures 5, Newsstand Edition. Wolverine 1 from the limited series and Wolverine 1 from the regular series. So all 4 of those are going. Now, even though they're fast passed, I'm probably looking at 12 weeks because they're getting pressed and graded.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Next CBCS order I have. Told you I had a lot.
Dang.
Yeah. Now this one is every single one of these is a 9.8 pre-screen. I did 11 books. So if it's not a 9.8, I'll get it sent back. So hopefully 70% or more will be graded. Because if 70% or more are graded out of all these, I won't get charged a reject fee for the remainder.
Okay. So do they do that to try to incentivize people not to waste their time with a whole bunch of $5 rejects, essentially?
I have no idea. You would think they would want people to have as many rejects as possible. They don't have to waste a slab, and they get $5.
And they're looking at them anyway, right?
Yeah, but all this. Let's say I only submitted 10 books. I just need 7 out of 10 or more to be graded to not be charged any reject fee. So we'll see what happens. I think I got pretty good odds for every one of these coming back a 9.8. I mean, I think maybe 2 won't. That'll get me over 70, so I shouldn't have any charge for rejects. I got the Disney Comics and Stories, that Del Auto foil variant again. I got the Strange Academy #1, the 5th print, Strange Academy #1, the 3rd print, Strange Academy #1, the 4th print, Strange Academy #1, the 2nd print, and Strange Academy #1, the 2nd Walmart variant, plus Superman Batman 22, and then that brand new Wonder Woman, the Amazon Wonder Woman.
Right.
Yeah, that one. So the cool thing or weird thing about this is the total that it lists is only $48, which is the shipping.
Yeah, I like that.
Well, they don't know what they are yet. They haven't graded them, so they don't know if.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So what I do in that case is I just assume they're all getting graded. That way, I'm definitely good to go on the money. So I just say 11 times 16 equals plus, the 48. So that's 224. I haven't had anything over $230. That's pretty good. So considering this last thing I'm about to show you, and this is CGC, not CBCS, and this is it's one book, Strange Academy #5, the Anacleto Virgin variant, and I'm getting it signed by Elizabeth Olsen. So this thing is $304. One book. Liz Olsen's signatures, all that's going to be special about it.
So I know you're not getting that for your PC, right?
No, I'm not. It's I think because of she being who she is, the cover being what it is, and the odds are I'll get a 9.8. I'm fairly confident I could sell it for that or more.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's what I was going to ask, because I knew that since you weren't going to be keeping it, you'd have to know that you got some good equity in that book.
Well, I don't know. It's out of everything, it's probably the biggest gamble. But I mean, all I got to do is wait for Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, and start flashing this book as, hey, look what I have. Well, that is assuming it got there in time. I kind of waited a little late, so if it got in under the time, it'll get signed. If it didn't get in under the time, then oops.
Well, and going back to what I was saying earlier about them checking the values and making sure that people adequately done it.
Yeah, I don't know which one had the lowest print. You assume the higher the number of the print, the lower the number of the print run.
Yeah, that would make sense, because then you would have less risk involved if you oversaturate the market without knowing it.
Yeah. But anyway, what were you saying about the
on the charging for the various tiers based on value? My question is, when do they check the value? Do they check the value when you sent the book, or do they check the value when it's been sitting in your warehouse for a month? Because as we know, with some comics,
I don't know. I would assume they check the value, or to me, it would make the most sense to check the value when they've graded it, because at that point they know the grade, and it'll be a simple lookup to find out how much it's worth.
Well, as far as money wise and business wise, yeah, it makes the most sense that way, because you're more than likely going to get more money for it. But as far as for the customer, does it make more sense, or is that kind of a good business practice? Is my question.
I don't know. I think that they shouldn't worry. I think it should be based on age of the book and have nothing to do with value. I mean, personally, I think a modern sized book, they started in the Bronze Age, about 1975. So all those should be one cost, no matter how old they are, no matter how much they're worth. And then the books that are from the other size, like from 1964, 65 to 75, they had a different size for a lot of the Silver Age. Yeah. So that should be one price. And then from like 54, 55 to about 65, that was the bigger size for the Silver Age. They should have a standard price for that. And then you have the Golden Age magazine and, that's it, because they don't have a treasury thing. So that's what I think they should do, is just be based on the age of the book for the size and have nothing to do with value.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree because it's not taking you any more time to grade a book or any more people to grade the book. I think it's you're not probably taking more care of it, because we've seen the video CGC did with grading that Action Comics #1. They're not worried about manhandling these books. It's just that CGC wants a little piece of the pie. And,
now that's not CGC. That's all of them.
Or CBCS, I know, but I guess I was still thinking about the instance with the guy getting upcharged. But yeah, all of them. I mean, they want a piece of the pie. I mean, I get it.
But still, I don't like that. I would much prefer to have it be, if it fits in the modern slab, then you should have to pay X amount, whether it's the latest book off the shelf or it's a 9/8 copy of ASM 300.
Yeah. So talking about ASM 300, I saw one on a Instagram auction last night, and I was bidding on it, and it got up to 500, and it's a direct copy, like a 3 or a 3.5 raw, and it's like 500. I'm like, nah, I'm out. Probably still some legs on it. It's just that low of a copy for that new of a book. But, I mean, to each their own. I mean, if I was just going to get to sell it. So
I once had a ASM 300. I bought it from Jeff Silversmith. I paid roughly $250 for it. Got it graded. Is a 4.5. This was like a 2 months ago. And 4.5s were going for a little north of 300 at the time. And I just put it on eBay and said, okay, 99 cents starting bid, reserve is 300. Buy it now, 500 if someone wants to get froggy. It wasn't on there 3 days. Someone bought it for 500. At the time, it was the record high sell in that grade. So I'm like, okay. So apparently people are willing to pay that now, even for lower grades.
I know I bought an ASM 300 newsstand in a shop I was in. I walked out to the car and put a picture on Instagram and sold it that day. I mean,
nice. That's the cool thing about having the hotter books, is they're quick to sell.
And the guy, I made a deal with him. I made a little money, right? But I didn't, make as much as what I could have, because I was ready. Yeah. I just wanted the quick sale. Move on, quick sale.
Oh, I'm sorry. Were you going to fit it? Was that
no?
it?
I was just saying that's why.
Okay, I thought you were going to continue with the story. I was waiting. But
I sold it to him.
I can tell you right now, everything that I mentioned for all this stuff that I got getting graded is going to be for sale at some point. I have a few books coming in that are like PC, but I'll just get them graded whenever I get them graded. Assuming they're the quality I want, because my PC, I want all 9/8, because most of the books, they're cheap enough. I can find them in a 9/8, and they're new enough. Most of them are from the 90s, so I can definitely ought to be able to find 9/8s. The only thing that I'm not looking for a 9/8 in for the PC is 180, 181, and 182, but I'm not even looking for them right now because I wouldn't have the cash if I had one in front of me. But hopefully after all these books, that'll change.
So is that what you're kind of going towards? Selling up to try to get some of those keys you've been looking for?
Not necessarily. I mean, I'm going to try, but I also this is what I want to do. As like for a living, I want to do this. So it's a slow start, but I think I can do it. I mean, this is what I've sold so far on the list. You can see how I have it there. I have it all broken out into percentages.
Okay.
I've already done pretty good. I mean, you see how much I made and how much it cost for those books, and I just break it out.
Yeah, yeah, you're a better record keeper than me. I had started trying to do that, and with the Instagram sales, it's a little bit easier. But like on the Saturday morning auction, when I'm boxing up books that I sold, trying to keep up with, I'm wanting to go ahead and get them boxed and get them done and get them out. It's a little need to do a little bit better. But last month, let's see, this is May, so either March or April, I was keeping up with the month that month, what I made on it, and I made some pretty decent money on it.
Well, I also have other lists. Forgive my handwriting for like the cost. Like for example, that FF47, I purchased it January for $33.15 plus 30 cents for the bag and board. And I haven't bothered putting the grading cost yet. But for example, the Strange Academy 5th print right there, number one, paid $5 for it in January. Add 30 cents for my cost plus $20.36 if it gets graded because it's a 9.8 pre-screen. So that'll be my total cost in it. So I just got to make more than that.
Right.
And then I have it down for everything, Like this is why I'm so happy about that 266 X-Men.
Okay.
You see what I paid for it right there.
Mm-hmm.
Then 30 cents for the bag and board, and I haven't added it yet, but it'll be $20 and some change for the grading. So I have like $250 in it total.
Well, yeah, that one you sold me. Let me see, what did I pay you for that one? I'm looking at it.
Oh, the 266.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one I disagreed with, and it was a CGC, by the way.
Okay, yeah, it was already cracked when you sold it to me.
Yeah, because I didn't like it, but I did keep the label for you, and it was in the back of the bag.
Okay, well, I didn't realize it was in there. So I bought that from you for $65.
Ah, nice.
March the 17th of last year, and so
I believe it was a 9.2 is what it graded at.
So
and I didn't agree with it, so I cracked it out.
CBCS graded as a 9.4. I got Chris Claremont to sign it, and of course the slabbing fees associated with CBCS. But I'm okay on that book, right? So
yeah,
even that. We'll see. That book to show you what kind of a deal that was. This is the book that I'm giving away on my channel. I'm not going to go into the whole spiel here. They can go to my channel for that. But what I bought this book for back in May of last year, which it's a newsstand, a 9.4.
Let me guess. I think you paid. Now, do you have the shipped price, the all out the door? Is that right? Yeah. I'm going to say you paid tops last year, $175 tops.
Nope, a little bit more than that.
$200.
$207.50.
Ha.
And so my point being is, that was a year ago. That was really before the stuff really started spiking.
And it's more than double now.
Yeah, that book you got right there, if it grades out at least at a 9.4, you're good.
I know, so but the cool thing is I am very, very, very confident as long as DS does a good pressing job, and he's never not done a good pressing job, when I get that book back, it should be a 9.6.
Yeah. I mean, and that can make a big difference. You talking about them books like that. So yeah, I mean it's fun when you can well, and had we all had a time machine, right? And we all
Yeah.
had endless supply of money last year, or year before last, we've been just stockpiling these books and making out like bandits now. But is there a percentage that you try to make on profit that you try to make on each of your books?
More than I got in them. That's all I
Yeah.
try to do. But if my goal is to get to where, unless I'm thinking it's something I need to hold back for a while,
Yeah.
I'm trying to not send anything unless I think I can get $100 for it. And if I think it's a 9.8, I'm going to try and get $100 for it if it's a 9.6. So I'm just
$100 in
send
profit,
in
or
good quality stuff.
so $100 in profit, or just $100 sales price?
$100 sales price. So it's up to me to buy it for as little as I can. Like, well, I'll show you some stuff here. When you do the math on everything, like the Wolverine that I told you, the 1982.
Yeah.
That's the limited series. $78.48 plus 30 cents plus 50 for grading. You seen what that book is lately?
No.
It's over 1,000 in a 9.8.
Oh wow.
Last few sales at least. But the Wolverine 88 limited, his regular series, 38.26 plus 50 plus 30. The thing's probably in the high nines. I'm good. And even better, the Batgirl variant, 25 plus 50 for press, clean, and grading, 75 in it. It should be a 9.8. I should be able to sell it for like 140.
Huh.
And then this FF53 right there, bought it for 75 at the convention. You can see there, 421. 30 cents for a bag and board. I didn't grade it. That got sold on an auction for $100 value.
Yeah.
So that's not a lot in percentage, but it's pretty good for me because I didn't have to grade it or anything, and it was an extra $25, and it was in a lot with other books. It was part of that sale I showed you earlier where I sold 4 or 5 books for $460, and I only had 171 in that batch of books.
Yeah, well, I mean, especially if you're trying to do it for, to make a living at it. I mean, I'm sure that, hey, if I average this much a book, how many of these do I got to sell in a month's time to, keep the lights on?
The hardest part, the part that I'm is the struggle, is because it takes so long to grade and press and clean. Is I'm having to send all this stuff off. I save money. I buy a book with said money. Then I pay even more to have it shipped, pressed, cleaned, and graded. And then I have to wait.
Right.
And I have to wait so long. Guess what? I'm out of money. I need money. So I sell something that I have already to get money, then I buy a book with it, but then I have to spend the money to get it graded. So the difficult part right now is surviving the wait before getting books back, which is why it's so important that I'm able to use that 2-day coupon for CBCS. So I've already got 2 orders that I should get back, before the middle of May, let alone the end.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy to become cash strapped, and and that's what you're talking about there. Because then what happens? You end up missing out on deals. People bring you a deal, and you can't take advantage of it.
You always need to have $200 or $300 in the kitty. That way you can pounce on something if you see a deal. Like, I can't tell you how many times I have been on Who Dat's auction and seen Jeff Silversmith lay down some fire, and I'm seeing the price that it's going for. And the reason no one else is bidding it up higher is because it's going for like $800. But you got $2,000 in value on the table.
Right.
So if I could bid 900 or 1,000, I could double my money with what he's got. But you got to have the cash free to do it.
Well, and yeah, any of those auctions, especially like late night auctions, people throw up stuff and people are just not really paying attention. I bought the Origin of the Mandalore. That's Star Wars. It's the yellow cover. It's got a Mandalorian on it. It's
68 or something.
Yeah, I think so. And people think that's Boba Fett, but it's actually another Mandalorian. But the point being is, I bought that book last year for $86. I I pressed it, sent it in, got a 9.6, and sold it for $675.
Nice.
Could have been even more than that, had it been a 9.8, right?
Well,
but I mean,
I've got stories like that too, and it's just usually the what you want is those stories to compound. But if you don't pay attention to what you're doing and you get cash strapped, it's just, hey, I made a good deal, but then I had to spend the money.
Right. You're back at square one, man.
All that crazy stuff, like food. But I got a Batman Beyond #1. It was in such a good condition. I just sent it in. I didn't even press it, clean it, or nothing. It came back a 9.8. At the time, they were selling for $500. I didn't even pay $100 with the grading cost, and I sold it for $500. Now, granted, I wish I had been able to not be cash strapped and could keep it, because it sells for over $1,000 now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so there's deals to be had, and people make those deals, but then they forget about them because, like you said, they get cash strapped. So that's the challenge for me right now, is to not get in that predicament. So far so good. We'll see what happens. But yeah, it's a
Well, see, the thing with you too, though, is that you don't keep a lot of your books, and I've gotten better. It's like I completed that Star Wars Marvel set, and then I sold it all off. I'm getting better about it, but there's a lot of stuff I buy, and I'm like, oh man, great, it's done tripled in value, but I don't want to get rid of it. Or I spend it on other stuff that I'm buying that I won't get rid of, right? So I'm not buying it just to flip it like you.
Yeah. But I do have a few books, of course, that are the PC, and I've got a few hundred that are going to be PC, but I know it's going to take me forever. I mean, I only have. Well, here, let me just show you. I have switched, by the way, from Go Collect to Cover Price, because it does everything Go Collect does, except also has raw data and information for raw books, and you can put raw books in your collection as well. So that is what got me to switch, because everything else is roughly the same. But Go Collect is, I'm not saying Go Collect's bad. It's great. I love Go Collect, but I have switched now to Cover Price, and it has a much cooler interface too that I like. Like, check this out. This is my current collection right now. I only have 16 books, and I think it's like 9 of them are graded. The others are raw. But if you notice right here, the 235, that's my wish list.
Okay.
And what the wish list does is you can flag books that you want, and you can just go right to them by going to your wish list. Like, for example, I just mashed the button for wish list. So I just scroll down, and one item on it, that's the first book, is All New Wolverine #1. So all I got to do is, when I get that, I do the short box little icon there at the bottom and take it off that ribbon icon, and then it's in the collection now. So I like having that wish list feature where I can just go through, and search for stuff It's kind of like the CLZ app, except it's my way of jerry rigging one for myself. And I
So
like it. It's like, for
how can
example,
you
all
how
my
can,
lowest lanes that I need to get, they're all on there.
so how can you set values for books that are raw, or how does it set values for books that are raw? Since
It
you
does
know,
averages of all the raw sales.
so it can vary pretty wildly if people are selling a bunch of garbage books versus a bunch of 9/8 or what they say
Not
are doing.
necessarily. Here, let me just show you. This is Lois Lane 106. It's a I Am
Yeah.
Curious Black, very controversial, famous issue. And if I scroll up here and we look at just the raw data, let's see. Okay, this is what it tells you. Is the most recent raw average is $71.97. Then you just break out the sales data, and let's see here. There's 110 recorded raw sales, and it just goes through and lists all the different ones that have been sold, and just comes up with an average for itself. And it gives you the sales volume of when and how much it went for. So the average of all that is the $71 or whatever it said. So that's how it figures the average. I mean, it's not great. I mean, it is a raw book. Who knows what the person, if they say it's a 9/8 candidate and it's a 6/0, you know?
Right.
So I mean, it's not perfect, but the fact that it tries and it allows me to put a raw book in the collection, and I can put a grade for that raw book. So, for example, I say I have all my lowest lanes listed as a 3.5, except for one that I have listed even lower. And I go to them and look. You can see right here that it's a 3.5 grade. Well, there you go.
There you go.
Raw 3.5. Current fair market value $10.75 for that. And I have it. I basically got these for free, so I didn't put in a purchase price. So $10.75 potential profit, and it's that lowest lane. So yeah, I like it. And then it's real simple to remove comic. There's a big button right there. It says remove comic. If something happens.
Yeah. So is Cover Price
It's a paid site.
well, no, yeah. So it's a web-based application, and not
Yes, I'm on the website right now. I'm not on an app. Which to me, it's one and the same nowadays. So I don't care if it has an app for that or not. Personally, that's just me. But yeah, I like it, and I like it just a smidge better than Go Collect because of the raw stuff and putting it in your collection, and the look of Cover Price is cooler to me. So that's why I switched. But that's not to say Go Collect sucks or anything. Go Collect is great. Love Go Collect. I just wish they would get their information a little sooner. Sometimes they're a month behind on certain sales, you know. I'm sure you've noticed that too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I could take the prices and then go to eBay, because I mean that's where the majority of those sales data are being from. And if I'm setting the price of a book, like, okay, what did this book go for? Okay, well, on Go Collect it says it's this much, but if I go on eBay, well, I've been seeing 2 or 3 more sales for more or less, and can miss out on some money, and I have. So I have.
Hey, I bet you sold it quick though.
Oh yeah. Well, I tell you, the example of it too is that first Bubba Fett. JB bought it from him.
So what you do? And I have this Boba Fett. I'm thinking of starting it for this price. Now let me tell you the sold, right?
No, I put it up and I said, "Here's the price." He said, "So," he said, "Buy it now or whatever." And I was like, and so then a bunch of other people said, "Man, that's fast. That's fast. That's fast." Or I tell you, I sold a Thundercats 1. I bought it for $30, and it wasn't a 9.8 candidate, but it was a newsstand, so it was first print. And bought it for $30. And that next week, they announced the Thundercats director or producer has been set. So I put it on IG for $60 and sold it promptly. And so I doubled my money. I'm good, right? There were people commenting on there said, "Dude, you need to look at the most recent prices on this thing. You're selling this thing way too cheap." Of course, this was after the fact. It's like,
Yeah, you're like, thanks a lot, guys.
let me know.
Yeah. So it's really tricky to price raw stuff, but just because, I mean, the fact that there's an average that's aggregated from all the different cells, I really like that. And it can help give you an idea. And it gives me a great boost to add into the collection when it brings up that my collection and has the value. It's based on all that data. So that really helps, especially when I'm going to have most of my valuable books will already be slabbed anyway. So the fact that it does that for the raw stuff, yeah, I like it. So I surprisingly have almost $750 valued collection at the moment. But
yeah, as little as you keep, and you just like to get back out.
well, hey, I got bigger books that I want to get and keep, so I expect that to be in the thousands, hopefully by the end of the year.
Well, here you go. Here's a Fantastic Four 7.5 First Doctor Doom,
Yeah,
and they only want 35,000 for it.
yeah, that's not. Thank you, but I'll pass.
Well, hey, here's a 8.5 PGX.
I'll pass. I don't care what it is or how much it is.
Dude, wait a minute, you're not listening though. It is a 8.5 PGX newsstand copy of ASM 300.
Still pass. You didn't tell me how much it was, though.
I'm tempted to buy it because it's only $700.
$700.
I would crack that thing out of that thing, send it to CGC or CBCS, and I get way more money for it.
Well, if it's $700 for an 8.0, even if they're
It's
wrong,
8.5. Yeah.
Okay, well, if they're wrong and it's a 7.5, or if they're wrong and it's a 9.4, yeah, you got more money, even if it goes down in grade.
Right. So let's see. I'm going to go to Go Collect and see what Amazing. I should know because I just was looking at this last night.
I'll do the cover price too, and
so it's ASM 300. It's a newsstand copy. It might be claimed by the time I get through doing this. Come on, stupid thing. Here we go.
Okay.
All right.
Let's see. They break it out into all the variants, so I got to find the newsstand real quick.
Yeah. So I don't know how far back the data goes because it's a newer thing that newsstand is being differentiated between the direct, right?
Yeah. Okay.
But I'm looking at an 8.5.
I'm looking at an 8.0
on eBay for 800.
Okay. I'm looking at an 8.0. They have the last sale at $1,000, and they put the FMV at 890.
Yeah, exactly. And see, I would crack it out of that. It looks good. I would crack it out of that PGX slab and say, screw that.
Well, why don't you just buy it then?
All right. Claim.
Wait a minute. Now, are you claiming from, is it like eBay or are you looking at like IG?
On IG.
Oh, okay.
I just claimed it.
Okay.
So
So I'm
we'll
going to break this out here. There's 21 sales recorded for the 8.0. Yeah, you don't have to show me. I believe you.
yeah. So it's Elite Comics, and they just consign stuff for other people, right?
Oh yeah.
And so my point being is, so on this day in history, because it's $6.99 shipped.
Yeah. Okay. So right here, first sale they have in 2020 in March. Here are the sales. You got 240, 380, 510, 650. I'm going up in date from March.
Yeah.
580, 599, 650, 800, 649, 725. The last two sales they have recorded in the month of April in an 8.0 are 999 and 99 cents and 949 and 99 cents.
Yep.
So, and that's an 8.0. So if it drops down a half point,
I'm still good.
yeah.
I mean, I'm looking at the picture and it looks nice. Now, pictures can be deceiving, right? But I'm not seeing it loaded up with ticks or anything like that. That's a black back cover. Look at this crap. They just sent me a thing saying, sorry, there was a typo. The price of the 300 is supposed to be $750. Really?
So $50 more? That's it? What's the difference? $750. Okay, you're still good.
I'll still take it. Let's see. I think they just said that just because somebody claimed it so quick, and they're like, "Oh, sorry, I meant something else."
I don't know. All I know is you need to do a video series. You pop that on IG, you get it in, you look at it, you crack it, you look at it, look through it. It's a newsstand.
Yep.
Check and see if it's a Mart Jewelers.
That's what I was thinking too. I was like, boy, that would be super sweet.
Check all that, then send it to like CBCS or whatever. You have your 2-day modern thing, so you could actually do this within a month.
Ooh, yeah, that's a great idea.
So send it to CBCS, get it back, and then do the next part of the video, and you can put all the videos together.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying with DS. We recorded off air a little video about what we're sending for the 2-day. And then once they come back, we're doing an unboxing, and I'm going to put those together and release it as one video where you see us saying what we have, and then we get it back and open it all in the same video. Because I love videos like that. I hate it when, like, Very Gary, for example, I mean, he's great because he gets stuff in all the time, but it's a little annoying when he does a video like, this is what I'm sending, and then you forget about it 6 months later, and they come back. I know it's more work and it's time consuming, but I like doing it all together.
Yeah, so you can splice it all together. You just have to download it off StreamYard because StreamYard only keeps it for so many days.
Yeah, I've already downloaded it.
Here's the they also got a first what is the name of that character Elaine played on Captain America.
Elaine?
Yeah. From Seinfeld.
Oh, Aladegra Contessa, whatever. Strange Tales 159, I believe, is the first appearance.
Isn't that what it is? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And see, they got one of those on here for $5.99.
Nice. All right, so here's the raw data for ASM 300 for April. These are all the prices that they list on the app. Those are all raw.
Yeah, and yeah, I mean, look at that. That's just raw, right? And so that's what I'm thinking with this is I could take it out of the PGX holder and get more money day one.
Oh man, I just
because there's this stigma associated with it.
I know your pain, my friend.
Yeah, I know your pain. I've been there. All right, so they didn't said it's mine. So
Sweet.
I should have said, well, no, that's not what you said.
Yeah, but
And then they would have said, okay, well, I'll just sell it to the next person. Bye.
yeah.
It's not like I had a lot of whatever.
Yeah.
PayPal, friends and family.
But I think that might be a good little video thing to do there.
Yeah, especially with that big of a book.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. You getting that back? Oh, dude, if it had a
Oh, in the Venom movie. When's the Venom movie coming out?
I think that's like August. When is Venom 2 in theaters?
In the United States of America, Venom, Let There Be Carnage will be released on September 24th.
Okay. Now, see, if you were going CGC, though, here's the predicament. You would probably get 5 to 10% more, or you could charge 5 to 10% more, but you may not actually get it back in time before the movie.
And did they
But
upcharge you more than CBCS would have?
Yeah,
I don't
but
know.
if you go with CBCS, first off, it's cheaper without any discounts. But right now, in this month of May, you do the code INSTAGRAILS with a Z, 10% off. And if you do the 2-day modern, that means you'll ship it to them, they'll get it, and within a week, it'll be shipping back to you. So you'll have this done in a month.
Right. So you're talking about June, at the worst case, July, and it's way ahead of the game
Yeah.
for September.
So
Matter of fact, see, this is my problem, and so maybe you can school me on this because you sell more than I do.
okay.
So right now, I know people that will buy this book from me.
Yes.
And I can just say, okay, here's my price. I just mark it up a little bit, whatever. Here's my price and be shed of it. Or do I take the chance? Well, it's not really a chance. This is ASM 300 we're talking about. So it's not really a chance. It's just that I have to wait longer to get my money back.
There are a certain group of people who I like to call idiots that will not buy a CBCS because it's a CBCS, not a CGC, and vice versa.
Yeah.
But they're few and far between. Most people, if you have a decent price based on current averages, will buy either one as long as it has a decent price. So it's up to you what you set the price at. So don't set it for 10% lower. You sell it for what you want to sell it for. But if you keep it in the PGX slab, there are probably 80 to 120 times the same amount of people that will refuse to buy it because it's in a PGX slab. Now,
that's why I was. Go ahead.
If you break it out raw and you double check everything, you can sell it for more probably than what you bought it for just now. But you'll be losing all that meat that's on the bone from getting it slabbed.
Right.
Especially if it's actually a higher grade.
Yeah.
So you need to get it and first look at it. And if you know how to grade, great. If you don't know how to grade, get some people on, get Hudat, get me, get us on and do a live stream or something, off air, on air, doesn't matter, where we take a look at that book and see what the grade is, because that'll determine whether you need to grade it or just sell it raw and get more money than you would have keeping it in the PGX slab.
Well, and that's a great point. So I think so I'm going to get it in and we'll do a video because I've got a little tripod thing now.
Uh-huh.
And so I can get like up close video, for you to be able to see it, to be able to, okay, turn that page. Okay, let's flip it on the back, that type of thing. and then we can get the opinions. And then for the next video, we send it off, and then we get it back, and then you can splice it all together.
Yeah. So that'd be an off-air thing then.
What?
For the sending it off video and the getting it in video.
No, you can do them separate videos and then come back at the end and bring it all back together.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you're saying release it, then delete that video and have the other one done where they're together.
No, there'll be duplicates, so to speak, of that video.
I know what you're saying now. Okay, yeah, that's fine if you want to do it that way. That's fine.
That way you're releasing content now, but you're also releasing it later too. For the person, like you said,
that might help. Having it.
The person, like you said, Gary comes back, 3 months later, and forgot about the video, not having to go back and check it out. You just splice it all together.
So that'll help you with a rewatch. There are the people who will watch it. You could do them live, where you send it off and everything. Then you could do a recorded thing, splicing the two together.
Right.
You could do like the first 10 minutes of an hour-long video where you're talking about sending it off, and then splice it with the 10 minutes of the getting it back and talking about it of the hour-long video where everyone's shooting the breeze, and release it. And I like that idea. That'll help you out with numbers and all.
Well, and I think this is the same person, because I know Elite, like I said, they just consign stuff. I think this is the same person that I bought my Hulk 180, my Hulk 1 from, because it pulled up on my PayPal like I paid this person before, and they had a PGX.
Did you pay them an ungodly amount before? That'll let you know if you bought the Hulk 1 from them.
That's right. That's right. Boy, I lowballed him that Hulk 1. I guess he was just so interested to get it. And same thing with that. It was because it has a PGX slab.
I was about to say, I bet it was a PGX.
Yeah. And it's crazy, dude. And that I could crack it out literally, and then they would just rather take the chance that it is what it is, raw, than buy a PGX slab.
The lower, under a 9.0, PGX is a great way to buy at value.
Mm-hmm.
But above a 9.0, it's really risky, and I probably would never buy one because, I mean, what if it's higher? Yeah, but what if it's lower? Or what if they didn't catch the restoration?
Restoration's a big thing on the book.
You're more likely okay.
Yeah, and that's a great point. I've never thought about that, but just sitting here talking with you, going back and forth, that might be a route to take. And you were mentioning earlier about the CBCS slabs. When I sell a CBCS slab, like when I sold those Star Wars books I mentioned earlier, I gave the same price as a CGC book. I had one guy came back and said something to me about it. I said, well, you don't have to buy it.
Yeah. Well, my thing is, most people that say there's a 10% difference or whatever, it's on them for pricing it at a lower price. If you're doing a bid, it might reach the same price, it might not. That could be who's bidding that day, not necessarily that's a CBC.
The value of it, right.
Slab. But if you have two copies of a book, one CGC and one CBCS, and you price the CBCS lower, that's on you that it sells for a lower amount. Yeah. I always price my books by looking at the data, GPA, Go Collect, cover price. I find a price for it, and I sell it for that price. It doesn't even register in my head, is it CGC or CBCS? As long as they didn't make a mistake and the grade's way off, I sell it for what I sell it for. I have never sold a CBCS slab for less because it was CBCS. And Hudat agrees with me on that. He has never done that either. He has always sold them for the same price.
Yeah, me too. And the more people that do that and don't, allow people to lowball them, the more they'll come up in the market. And, because reality is, whether you cover price, Go Collect, whatever, the price of any book or any item, for that matter, is only worth what the person that is looking at it is willing to pay.
Mm-hmm.
And that might be more than it was yesterday. or last week based on any number of factors, or they're just wanting it that bad. So you look at the average price, but you're fully able to then turn around and say, I'm going to go and charge $25 more than what the average price is going for because I just feel like this book's got room to grow and I want to take advantage of it. If they don't want to pay it, that's on them.
Well, it's like that 4.5 ASM 300. I could probably this book being around 300, but it's getting a little crazy. People really like this book. It keeps going up. I'm going to go buy it now at 500. It's going to get what's happening.
Hey, Big Will, you're breaking up pretty bad.
PGC was just north of 300, but I sold it for 500.
Yeah.
It depends on the book. If I think a book has potential and has a value more than what it has based on any sites that aggregate pricing, then I'm going to charge what I think it's worth it. If it sells, it sells. If it don't, I may have to lower my price, or I may just wait to sell.
Right.
Like I had a book in. Now I'll never sell it for more than what it goes for, unless I think it's a very great potential. Like there was one Lois Lane 70 that I had. I sold to John's Comics with Kids. I think I sold it for like 120, 180. It was a 2.5, and at the time, that's what they were going for. Because it was DC, because Lois Lane, I didn't think I was justified in charging extra, other than $15 extra, because I give a shipped price every time. And I mean, he bought it and said, "Wow, I gave him a great deal." Well, I don't think I did. I think I gave him the deal that was standard everywhere else. So who knows?
Well, and talking about deals to be had, I mean, DC right now, I think, is another good place to get deals because you go on the YouTube auction scene, nobody's buying DC unless maybe Batman. But Green Lantern, they're going to come out with a TV show on that stuff. There's a lot of stuff to be had there.
Oh, dude, let me go across the table here to my long box. I just picked up a couple things. Let me show you what I got. You're gonna like this. They're all DC. Feel free to entertain the people while I go through this.
I'm doing my juggling act.
Okay, maybe not entertain them that much.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I got the books. I just got to sit down here and do my camera back on. But anyway, I got these books. There's 3 books. I paid $50 for all 3. All right, $50 for all 3. Let me show you what I have. I have Batman and Robin Adventures 21. Right here, 9.8 candidate.
Nice.
It sells for like over $100. Remember, I told you I paid $50 for all 3. Then I have, now this is I'm fairly confident that this is a second print, but I don't know if it's the Prestige or not. I'll just have to send it in at some point and guess. But the Batman Adventures Mad Love, signed by Paul Dini.
Mm-hmm.
And then the third book, you mentioned Green Lantern. The way I break down the pricing is that I break it down as I paid $30 for the Batman and Robin Adventures, and I paid $20 for the Mad Love. And then that means I said I paid $50 for everything, so that would mean this third book I got for free. First Kilowog.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And the thing looks pretty nice too, man. It needs a cleaning, maybe a slight press. take a look, see.
Oh yeah, that's clean right there.
Yeah, so I think I did pretty good and got some deals because all of it DC, man.
Yeah, there's deals to. I mean, just looking at the slate of stuff that is coming out with DC Warner Brothers, there's some room to grow on those books because none of them have popped the way Marvel has, and maybe none of them will to that degree, like a West Coast Avengers where you got the first White Vision. Maybe nothing crazy like that, but all it does is take one hit. DC to have one hit. Let's say that Green Lantern show comes out and it's a great show, critically acclaimed, whatever, and Kilowog's going through the roof.
I think DC is going to start knocking it out of the park with the television. I think the television allows them to do what they do with animation. And aside from the stuff that started on the DC Universe app that not that many had, on the HBO Max app where you have all the HBO stuff as well, I think because of that, all the new shows coming out on HBO Max, I have a feeling they're going to knock it out like they do in the animation, and we're going to have this DC renaissance, but just in the television shows. Apparently, they don't know how to do it in a movie. But I have a good feeling. I could be wrong, but I have a good feeling about some of these DC television shows. So hopefully we'll see what happens here.
Yeah, I mean that's what the box is lost in the mail. The mailman just ran, so maybe it's finally there. But I picked up the Green Lantern 50. That's the glow in the dark. And then the other one right before that, first Kyle Rayner.
48. 48.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the books I picked up at the convention. I got a possible 9.8, maybe a 9.6 of that 48 first Kyle Rayner. It's in the box too. Then I bought my Dead Man, The Strange Adventures 205. Again, DC. Found some deals.
Yeah, and didn't they announce something with Justice League Dark or no?
Yeah, but I don't pay attention to that. I mean,
well, my point being is Dead Man is a good candidate there.
Do what?
My point with that saying that was that Dead Man would be a good candidate there to be on that team. Yeah.
I think they've already said that he'd definitely be one that they use. I could be wrong though.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, DC does not is not as good at marketing as what Marvel is.
No, and you would think that I don't know what's going on over there, but it sounds like to me that they just need to take all the people that run everything at DC and put them behind the bar and then get some new people in that actually like what the content is about, and maybe we'll get some good stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
There's hoping.
All right, boss. Well, I just saw the thing on here and or the message that you sent out, and I said, "Well, I'll hop on for a little bit. I'm going to go out here and check this." Postman just dropped a box off of my door, so hopefully it's some missing comics. And I'll get when that book comes in, that 300 comes in, I'll get you on and we'll check that book out and see what we think.
All right. Well, I think that's going to be it for me too. Been on, an hour and a half almost. So for a stream with no apparent reason to exist, I think we did all right.
Sometimes it happens like that.
Yeah. So anyway, thanks everybody for watching. We appreciate you, and hope you enjoy our ramblings. And just remember a few things. Have a good time. Be nice. DC is not evil. You can still find some deals with DC, and you can find some deals with Marvel. You just got to keep an open mind and pay attention. Learn how to grade. That helps you out too with a lot of stuff. And we'll see you later.